Okay, everyone, y'all are in Math 109, Polycom. My name is Hubert McClure, and we are going to get started here. First thing we're going to do is go over the logistics of the classroom, basically information about the classroom, and then Wednesday we will go over My Labs Plus and how to access it and how to get on it and what's on it and how you'll be graded and all that good stuff. So the first thing I'm going to pull up is the locator card. All these handouts and syllabi are on My Labs Plus, so you can't use that excuse I didn't get the email. Okay? So the first thing we're going to go over is the locator card, and that basically takes care of the question, when are you in your office? But we are going to override when are you in your office with the text communication and the cell phone communication, because that's how I communicate. All right? So if you have this handout, then there it is. If you don't have it, basically put Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday and Wednesday, forget it. Okay? Monday and Wednesday, I'm in class until 2:10. And this week I have my son, so I pick him up at 2:30, 3 o'clock, somewhere in there. So you can forget Monday and Wednesday as far as, and mark off that office hour because that's not correct. My classes are back to back from 8 o'clock until 2:10. All right, so Monday and Wednesday is pretty much out. So Tuesday and Thursday I have office hours there, but I also have the big block on Friday. You know, here at the Anderson campus, we still got a little bit of freedom until we have to go with the dictatorship of the Pendleton campus and switch to Friday classes.
I'm on 10 of it.
Yeah.
You good here?
Yeah, we're good. Everything's good. Chad is taking up space in the Pendleton campus, but other than that, all right. So until next spring or whenever we switch over to the dictatorship, we have Fridays open here at the Anderson campus. So anyway, that's pretty much the schedule. So that takes care of when are you in your office. So now, if you ask me when I'm in my office, I say I have no clue because I've told you when I'm in my office. Okay. One thing you will learn about me, I'm a smart ass. Okay, but I'm very sarcastic. But I do not repeat myself. Okay? If I give you the information and I present it to you and I've given it to you in a handout and I've given it to you in handouts on My Labs Plus, I do not repeat myself. Okay? So if you're one of these people, and I don't know you from Adam's House Cat, so please don't go home and say, oh, he's talking about me. Okay, snowflakes, buttercups, we don't have those in here. Okay? If you're a snowflake or a buttercup, you need to drop me. Okay? Drop. Okay, because I'm not into that. We don't have a prayer closet or whatever closet in here. Okay? What is it called? A crying closet. That's what it is. A crying closet where you can have a puppy and a pillow and cry. All right. So if you get information in here, and you are responsible for that information, I'm not going to repeat my office hours 15 times during the semester. I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to repeat this information that I've given to you on the handouts. All right? I have fun in my class, and I have a laid-back class, and I'm pretty lenient with students. But there's some things that hits a nerve. And repeating myself, escorting you to the bathroom, I'm not going to do it. Okay? Not going to do that stuff. All right? You're college students. That means you're assumed to be an adult. So we're not going to do that in here. All right, so far we've covered where is my office. There it is. Okay, well, it's on the other sheet, but I'm at the Anderson campus, and I'm in. Now I got it on another handout, but there's when. When am I going to be in my office? Let me tell you one other thing. I'm usually in this room a good bit. Okay, this room is AC. What is it? 137. I'm usually in here before and after class a good bit, so helping other teachers with the Polycom. Okay? So that's that. Second thing, forwarding email to your phone. Some of you that are sentient do know how to do this, and that's great. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those people that have no idea what the heck I'm talking about forwarding your email. If you're going to be in my class, you're going to get emails. And I don't fall with the excuse, I didn't get my email. Here it is right here. After today, you don't have that excuse because it goes straight to your phone. That's how to do it. Okay, so make sure you do that. Or if you check your email religiously, then you don't need to do that. But most people, and you can turn off the notification. I don't want my phone to blow up. Well, turn off the notification. Still can check your email. Okay. There's your Android application. So got both iPhone and Android. That's also on the My Lab Plus title page. So you don't have that excuse. Another thing. Well, where'd my email go? Here it is. All right, next thing. Information about me. Now, the reason I do this, there's several reasons I do this. One is I believe in a comfortable learning environment. I was in civil engineering at Clemson, second semester junior civil engineering in Clemson, and I hated going to class every day. The reason I hated going to class every day is there's nothing more uncomfortable than sitting in an engineering class. Okay, some of you have never experienced that. It's like sitting in a room with a bunch of hermits. Okay, they do not talk, they do not speak, they do not show any expression whatsoever, and I could not stand that. All right, what is that? That's an uncomfortable learning environment. Okay, to me, it was an uncomfortable learning environment. Some of y'all love it. You need to drop. Okay, because I have a comfortable learning environment, and the first thing I make sure of is that everybody in the class, when they leave my classroom, they know my name. There's nothing more frustrating to me than a student sits through an hour and a half of a classroom, and I say, well, who was the teacher? I don't know. They didn't say their name, or I don't remember. If you don't remember the teacher's name after an hour and a half, there's something wrong there, either with the teacher or with you, one of the two. And that's, to me, if you don't know a little bit about the teacher, that's not going to start off with a comfortable classroom. Okay? And that's one thing I believe in. Another reason I do this is because I give you all the information to take away the excuse of what? How to get in touch with me. All right? I even give you snail mail. All right? So you can find 7 different ways to contact me right there. I even give you directions to my office. That takes care of the third excuse. Where's your office? I have no idea. After today, I have no idea because I've given you that information. Okay? Now, put a star, circle, highlight around my cell phone number. 864-356-3874. Now, I realize that there's people in here, I don't know about texting my teacher. I don't know about calling my teacher. Well, I don't want to be drinking buddies, okay? I don't want you to call me every 5 minutes. I want you to call me when there is an emergency. What defines an emergency in a classroom? Anything, see, I done made her mad. She's leaving. Anything that what? I'm just kidding. Anything that affects your what? Say it again? Okay, you got it. Volume and enunciation. She said grade. Yes. Okay. I was in a wreck, and I'm laid up at my house, and I'm not going to be in class for a week and a half. Does that constitute an emergency? Yes. Death in the family. I'm going to be out of town for 3 weeks. I don't know why you'd be out of town for 3 weeks. But anyway, that constitutes an emergency. My dog died. That does not constitute an emergency. Okay? My cat's sick. That does not constitute an emergency. I have the sniffles. That does not constitute an emergency. I'm drunk and in jail. That does not constitute an emergency to the effect of your grade. Okay? What constitutes an emergency in my class is what affects your grade. Case in point, every semester I have one student that defies the odds of DAD syndrome, okay, or DAD disorder or DA disorder, all right? Every semester I have a student that contacts me after grade turn-in, and they act like they're dumb as a post, okay? I didn't know that a 0 went in for a misassigned grade or an incomplete grade. I didn't know that 0 would make my grade go down. I didn't know that blah, 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 okay? So this semester I had a student contact me after grade turn-in and was confused because she didn't understand why her grade was a D. She did not do 2-unit tests. Now, before I explain to you why that's funny, in my classroom, you have a week to do my online test. You have 3 attempts. I take the highest of the 3 grades. Okay? And at the end of the week, at the end of the semester, I give you, I don't announce it, but I give it to those that actually go to their website and actually look at the assignments every now and then. I give you a certain amount of time to go in and improve your grade by improving a test score or doing a homework assignment that you may have missed. I give you up to 3 or 4 days to do that. So, how does a person miss the test in my class when I give you a week to do it and I give you 3 attempts to do it? You don't. Okay? And then I give you a week at the end of the semester. The whole point is this person didn't have a leg to stand on. But what they were trying to do is they were trying to blame it on me by saying, I emailed you, but you didn't return my emails. Okay? Well, first of all, that's secondary because I say the best way to get in touch with me when it constitutes your grade, when it's a part of your grade, is my cell number. Okay? She didn't follow directions. Well, she didn't follow directions, period. She didn't read any of the handouts. She didn't watch any of my videos. She was just winging this class, online class. She was just winging it like she does on other online classes, and I called her bluff on it. The whole point of this story is, if you want to communicate with me, it's the old saying, if you want something bad enough, you'll what? You'll find a way, right? If you want something bad enough, you'll find a way to get it. If a person wants to steal something, they're going to find a way to get in your house and steal it. Okay? If you want to communicate with me, you'll find a way to communicate with me. Especially if it's a part of your grade. All right? So anything that I tried to email you, well, what about the phone call? I didn't get a phone call from you. Okay? In life, when you are in, and I'm not trying to be a daddy here, I'm just trying to tell you something. If you are in a job setting and you have a major deal or a major decision or a major thing that comes up that basically is going to sink you or make you on a job assignment, and you have to email somebody, do you email an attachment to somebody else, carbon copy? Or do you follow up to make sure? Yes or no? Yes, you do. You always, if it's very important to your job grade, if it's very important to your schoolwork grade, then you follow up and say, Hubert, did you get that email? I'm calling you to check to see if you got that email. Or text me, Hubert, I sent you an email. You don't just go, I sent you an email and you didn't get it. That don't work. Okay? So that's the reason, and I'm sorry to go into a rabbit chasing thing there, but every semester I get a DAD. That's dumb attitude disorder. I get a DAD student that tries something like that. Okay? And it makes another bonus question for the test. And you'll see the bonus questions here in just a minute. That I've got about 16 so far. I've been teaching for 20 years. So once a year, I get a DAD question. All right, so we got a brand new question that's on your test today, and it says, how do I communicate? What is the best way to communicate with Hubert? That's all it says, and it has four options. One of them is carrier pigeon. Okay, so you can probably assume that with my DAD questions, you pretty much, if you miss one, you do not tell anyone that you missed one of those questions. Because then you'll be hanging a sign around your neck that says DAD. All right? So don't, if you miss one of my questions, do not tell anyone. All right? So the only reason for this sheet is 2 reasons. 1, communication. 2, to let you know a little bit about me, because I think that's important than the refrigerator type environment where nobody talks, nobody says a word, nobody talks about themselves, and you're just a person in a room. And I'm the opposite of that. Okay? All right, so that's that. Next thing, Huberts Classroom, Huberts Courtesies, whatever. Number 1, and it's got a little highlight around it, and write it down. I treat my students the way that I would want to be what? Treated. If you try to embarrass me, I'll embarrass you. Okay? If you disrespect me, I'm going to disrespect you. I've been teaching for 22 years, plus years, and I have thrown out 3 people out of my classroom. 3. So if you want to multiply 50 times 5, or 30 times 5 times 22, no, 30 times 5 times 3 times 22, you're welcome to see how many students that comes out to be, and I've only thrown out 3, and they all had 2 things in common. Anybody want to guess what they were? Nobody? Y'all can talk. I heard y'all talking a while ago. Okay, y'all can speak. Anybody want to take a guess at what the 2 things they had in common?
Know-it-all.
They were know-it-all arrogant asses. Yeah, one of that was one thing. And the second thing is usually in common with a know-it-all arrogant ass. They were all male. Okay? Yet, in 22 years, yet to have a female know-it-all. You know why that is? Because males are born with the know-it-all gene. I'm picking on you, okay? Smile a little bit. Pendleton, y'all look like y'all hate me, okay? Smile a little bit, okay? You can smile, you can laugh, okay? Girls, you'll know what I'm talking about when your first Christmas, when you're married and your husband is putting together the toys and you go through and clean up and you got a handful of parts and you got a handful. I'm talking about a handful. And you say, what's these parts? And what does the guy say? Oh, they're extra in case you're missing a part. Meanwhile, little Jody, 5 years old, gets on a bicycle and he ends up in the ditch because the front tire falls off. Okay? That happens, and you're going to find that out. Some of you may already have found it out with guys that don't need directions when they're going somewhere. Okay? None of y'all have done that, right? Go around and you pass the QT with the red card in front of it 5 times. That happens. But usually I don't have any trouble with that. And 109, I'll be honest with you, Math 109, usually I don't have a problem with the business type classes because students are more decided in what they're going to do. So they're less high schoolish, okay, because they've already decided that they want to go into business. And usually they're a little bit more mature on the academic level, but who knows? I might run into an arrogant ass in the 109 before long. Cell phones. I have a cell phone right here. It goes off. If my cell phone goes off, do y'all go into cardiac arrest? No, I don't either. But I do ask that you be respectful. There's 3 numbers in my cell phone that if I see, I will go outside and answer. My mother, my daughter, and my son. Because if they call me during the day, I know something is what? Wrong. Okay? Especially with my 11-year-old son. He sometimes is a little bit mischievous. Okay? But, and usually my daughter, she's in her 2nd year at Clemson, however you're supposed to pronounce Clemson. Clemson. And she calls, it's usually because she needs, okay? That's when she calls. No, I give her a hard time about that. But the same thing with you. You've got parents. You've got, I've got one parent, I've only got one parent left. But my mother, she don't read my locator card. She don't even know how to read it. She just calls, okay? Some of you may have parents like that. Some of you may have siblings that, that have to get a ride or something and you have to answer it. That's okay. Do it in the hallway. Get up. You don't have to ask. Get up, walk outside, answer it. Same thing with a call if you need it. I do the same thing. You treat me that way, I treat you that way. Now, some of y'all may want to text. People, don't do that. That's rude and it pisses off teachers. Okay? And doing it between your legs and acting like you're hiding it, that's even worse. All right? Just go outside in the hallway and do it. And just remember, what would you do if you were sitting up here asking me a question about math and I started texting while you were talking? Turn it around on yourself. How would you feel? You'd be like, that's rude. Then what's the difference in you texting while I'm talking? There's no difference. Okay? Attendance. I'll take attendance the first couple of weeks just to keep all the bureaucrats, financial aid, and student records happy. Okay? After 2 weeks, like I said, I'm not your mama and I'm not your daddy, and I'm not going to escort you to the bathroom. So I'm not going to keep up with you. All right? After 2 weeks, I'll put in that everybody's here on the attendance record just to keep them happy and keep from sending you a daggum email that says, you've missed class. Please contact your instructor. If you don't attend class, your grade will go down. I don't send those. So please do not call me, do not email me, do not text me if you get one of those. That just means that I haven't turned in the attendance yet and some bureaucrat over in the library is sending out that email. Okay? So I don't have anything to do with those emails. So make sure you try to come to class. Skype in if you have to. We'll talk about Skyping in just a minute. I do not believe in grade redistribution. I don't believe in crying closets. I don't believe in snowflakes, buttercups, or whatever the term is. So if you don't work in this classroom, you're going to fail. If you don't do the assignments, you're going to get a 0 and you're going to fail. Simple as that. I don't take 5 points off somebody else's grade and give it to somebody else because they didn't do the work. All right? Same thing in real life. You don't work, you get fired. You don't do the report you're supposed to do, you get fired. Or you get written up. I don't believe in blowing sunshine, okay? That's the way it is in real life. So if you don't do the work, you flunk. I generalize when I speak. I do not sit at home and say, well, there's a guy that's sitting at the Pendleton campus and he's got a baseball cap on and I don't like him, so I'm going to try to get him to drop. I don't sit there and do that. Believe this. I have a life outside of Tri-County Tech. I'm not like some of these teachers, okay? You know how people juggle some things? I juggle a lot of things. I do not have time to sit around saying, well, there's too many people in that Pendleton campus. I really think I need to get rid of 4 or 5, so I'm going to start embarrassing them and I'm going to start dropping them whenever they're late. I'm going to mark it down as a tardy, and if they get 6 tardies, I'm going to drop them. Oh God, some of these people need a girlfriend or a boyfriend or both. They need a life, okay? And I do not sit around and do that. Okay, y'all got that? All right. I generalize when I speak. So if I say y'all, for those of you that are around here that pronounces Clemson with a P, okay, y'all means everybody. It doesn't mean one single person. All right? So please remember that. I don't like know-it-alls, so if you're a know-it-all, drop the class or don't come. Please don't come. Do the homework at home. Okay? Do everything at home. Stay at home. Because they make the worst. For those of you that don't know, read these examples. Okay? What's the difference between a know-it-all and somebody that knows the material? The one that knows the material usually keeps their mouth what? Shut. They usually keep their mouth shut if they know the material. The know-it-all is the one that blurts out all the wrong answers. Okay? So that's the difference there. Anyway, that's that. Bring what you want to the class. I really don't care about that. Okay? Math 109 syllabus. Here we go. Math 109 syllabus written by a bunch of administrators, so you can't read it. So skip through all the bull crap and go down to the last page. That's the most important page right here. This page is the most important handout in the whole series of handouts and syllabus. Print this page out. If you have a notebook with a plastic cover around it or a pocket inside of it, this is what you need to have in it. Why is this so important? Somebody take a guess. Why is this page so important? Everything we're going to be doing. So if I go over 1.1 and 1.2 today, then chances are I'm going to go over 1.3 Wednesday or Thursday or whatever day y'all come to class. Okay, when I say tomorrow, I don't need some essay going, we don't come to school tomorrow. Shut up. All right? When I say tomorrow, I mean the next time I see y'all, which is when?
Thursday.
All right? I can't stand people that split. That's one of the reasons I'm not married anymore. I can't stand people that split hairs. We don't come to class tomorrow. We come to class on Tuesday. Shut up. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm breathing. I'm going back to my breath. Okay, breathe. All right. So this tells you what has gone over or what I will go over, and that takes care of the question, what did I miss yesterday? 2 reasons I will not answer that question. 1, you've got it right here. 2, what's the second reason I won't answer that question? What do I do in my classroom that nobody at Tri-County Tech does that I know of? How'd you know that?
I got an email.
Huh?
An email about it.
Oh, you read it? One student that read the email. Y'all, I ain't used to that. You're the one. Okay, I post my classes every day unless there's some kind of technical difficulty. I'm recording this class today. Now, am I recording you? No. So some of you that worry about that kind of stuff, you don't. I'm recording what's on this board right here. Okay? I'm recording everything that's on this screen. You don't even see me, you just hear me. So that way nobody can bitch and complain about being on camera. Nobody's on camera, it's that board right there. Okay? Capiche? Alright. So, if you were to send me a text and say, Hubert, my dog died, my cat's sick, I got 5 flat tires, and my 3rd grandmother died last week. Okay? If you have all of these troubles, then you need to be watching the videos. But don't sit there and ask me, what did we go over last week? Will you get a response? No. If I have covered the material, you will not get a response from me. I have covered it. Not only by the sheet, not only by documentation right here, but it follows up with a video on YouTube, which I'll show you how to get to that here in a few minutes. Okay? How many excuses have I covered? Nobody's going to talk. Okay, fine. I'll just talk about math 100% of the time. And this class will go by like a glacier. All right. I don't go over my class. Just ignore my class. You can throw that away. I accidentally clicked on that. You don't need it. My Labs Plus login. I'm not going to go over everything of this. Hopefully y'all have it. If not, I'm going to go to one thing and one thing only. 2 things. Here is the screen that you'll get to, if I can get there. Right there. That's the screen you'll get to. No, it's not. There. When you register, when you go, and I'll show you in just a minute, I'll go to Blackboard. I do not use Blackboard, but I'll go to Blackboard and show you where the link is. This is where it should send you. There's 3 ways to get access code. I want everybody to write this down in your notebook paper. 3 ways to get access code. If I do not mention a way to get it, then you don't go that route. 1, it comes with the book. Let me see your package here. Those of you, I don't know if you can see the book. Can y'all see the book easily in Oconee? And I'm holding it up. Can you see it?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, you don't have to see the words. Can you see me holding the book?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a little card right here, and that is the access code. It's a scratch off or a pull tab, and it's got a 16-digit code. One way to get it is with the book, so write down with a new book. The second way to get it is the bookstore will have them on sale. If there's 200 109 students, they'll order 5. Did you get that? If there's 200 109 students, they might have 5. So you can pretty much write the bookstore off because they're going to give out here in the next hour probably. They're going to give out of access codes. They always do. The third way is to buy it online, and that's what it says buy now. So buy now is where you get it online. Did I say eBay? No. Did I say Amazon? No. Why? Because you're buying a pig and a poke. All right? You don't know what you're getting when you buy that online. You could be buying my stats lab. You could be buying my history lab. You could be buying any access code that anybody has, and they're saying access code. Do not buy one from online sources like eBay. eBay's good, and I buy everything from Amazon. Okay? The point is, there's nothing wrong with the two entities. What's wrong is the people that are selling them are trying to pass off something to you. Do not, unless you know the person you're getting it from, and it hasn't been scratched off, and it hasn't been pulled, and it says My Labs Plus. But still, you may be getting somebody that has a Math 110 My Labs Plus, and you're in a Math 109, and it may not work. So the best bet, bookstore, book, and buy online. Right here, buy now. What is pay later? That is a 21-day free trial period that you can use while you're waiting on your paycheck, you're waiting on a deposit, you're waiting on scholarship rebate or refund, you're waiting on whatever refund, financial aid refund. But use it wisely. Let's say today is the 1st of the month, and my check is not going to hit till the 30th. I do not want to use the 21-day trial period until when? Like the 9th or the 10th. Why? Because you don't want the 21-day trial period to what? Expire. If it expires, then you have to go through the process of calling the 188 number, and then you got to go through and they have to reactivate you, and then they have to send you to another person that's going to take your credit card and all that stuff. Okay, so do not, if it's the 1st of the month and you get your check on the 14th, or you get your refund on the 14th, then you can use the 21-day trial period. But if it's on the 30th, you're going to have to wait till the 8th before you can access it, or the 9th, depending on how many days there are in the month, so you can have access to it and it won't expire by the time you pay. Everybody with me? Okay. So that's, and let me give you the 188 number. Everybody needs to write it down so you'll have it. Hold on a second. It's 1888. I'm trying to get there. Heck, how many pages this thing got? 15? There it is. 188-883-1299. Now that is anything to do with your access code, with your username, with anything having to do with My Labs Plus. Some of y'all are going to run into problems with your home computer. Remember, follow this handout. It'll tell you how to take off things like your malware and your security while you're downloading the plugins or whatever that's needed. Follow this handout, please. Don't call me because I can't help you. Okay? I wish I could, but I can't. And don't call the help desk for Tri-County because they can't help you. I will give you their email, their number.
I did it yesterday.
Say again?
I did it yesterday, and I was doing it on Chrome, and that's when all those problems came up. So I went to Explorer, and it worked fine on Explorer.
And sometimes you'll go to Explorer, and it won't work, and then you have to move over. Don't ask me why, but I've had so many people tell me that exact same statement. When it doesn't work for you, first try another search engine. Okay? And then if it don't work for all three search engines, then you need to call the Pearson Technical Support. Tri-County Technical Support is for what? Your username and password at Tri-County Tech. Banner. Anything having to do with Tri-County Tech. Blackboard. Do not call Tri-County Tech about MyLabs Plus, because they'll get an attitude with you, and they're computer people, so they have job security, so they can have an attitude with you. All right? But do not get an attitude with them. Be nice. Be nice. Okay. That's that. Please read that, and when you do get on, get ready to register, have that printed out, please, because it'll answer most of your questions. And YouTube. I'm not going to, y'all can read that, but I'm not going to, I'm going to just go to the web, hold on. I'm going to go to and pull that up. And it's a lot of work to go to you got to type in YouTube. That's one click. And then you have to type in Hubert McClure. It's a lot of work, but I have faith that some of y'all can do this. Dang old pink shirt. That green shirt's the old one. Pink shirt, dang old. Click on it. And go to playlist. And there is all my classes for the last 5 years. Now, a lot of people say, what in the heck do you do that for? Why do you think I do it? Anybody want to take a guess? To help students out. This even helps students out. It's not even taking my classes. If they can take my sarcasm. All right? If you'll look, there's 2 classes right there. 3 classes. Math 120, Fall 2018-10. I already posted yesterday's classes. For some reason, this Math 110 one is not posted. I don't know why. Something's wrong with it. Okay. But this one posted. And I cannot stand to hear myself talk, so I'm going to mute it. And the reason I'm showing you this is because you can blow it up, of course, and it gives you, it's not the best quality in the world, but it's enough to get you by when you're absent. Okay? And you can and you'll see the first day of class in all my classes, what am I going over?
Syllabus.
The same stuff that I just went over with y'all. The same stuff. So let's say that you're a Math 109 student and you want to go see what my class is like in Math 109. Oh, come on. It's Russians. All right, so you go to find a Math 109 that y'all can see, help me out. I'm looking for 109. I taught it like a year ago. There it is, right here. 2017. I think this was the first Polycom class. Yep, the first Polycom class. And if you'll look, you'll see that we were in a different room, and we were in a board room. Okay, and you'll see that I go over, and I didn't have the technology. I had a document cam. Okay, so but what am I going over? I'm going over the same stuff that I went over. So if you want to go to the first day of class, when I actually am talking about math, then you can go to that same class and go over here. First day, second day. That's first day is stuff on the class. Second day is MyLabs Plus. Here's where we start functions. And some of y'all that want to get a head start, you can go in there and you can actually see what we talk about. Okay? We do a review. And I'm trying to get it to fast forward and it won't. There we go. Evidently the little bit, I don't know, it's not working right. But anyway, you get the point. All right, now today I will put today's video, I'll put it up and it'll be called 2018-10. What else? I don't know why this thing is not working. Why is it not? Okay, well, Well, evidently YouTube is lagging because I'll get an error message here in just a minute. Yep, it won't even, okay, there we go. All right, anyway, that's how you get to the YouTube. That's how you get to my videos. And today I will post y'all's, for those that have missed today and those of y'all that need to re-go over anything. And this usually is having to do with the math course itself, not the first and the second day, but the math course itself. I still don't understand why it was acting like that. Just want to go in and hit the third day again. Make it a little bit bigger. There, see? It actually, you go, why is that coming up right there? Oh, that's them. I'm sorry. That's my first class. That's not supposed to be on there. But anyway, that's going over a review, and pretty much that's it. I didn't even know that was on there first year we were doing this. Oh well. Question, gripe, complaint. Comprende? See. I'm not Spanish or Italian. Black Irish, but I'm not. I like saying comprende and dang old capiche. I'm a Rocky fan. Rocky movie, you know the Rockies movies? Capiche. Capiche. All right, that's that. I'll shut up on that. Let's go to Skype. Now this you may not know. You can actually write this down. Office portal. No, not orifice. Office 365. Office portal. I like to do office portal. Do office portal, and it'll take you right to where you need to go. Sign in, use your Tri-County Tech credentials, HMCCLURE@tctc.edu, and just hit enter. And what does this take you to? Hit work or school. It'll take you to the Tri-County Tech web sign in, and you type in your password, and then what can you do? Huh? You can download what? Microsoft Office. Up to 5 installations. How many of you knew that? One person, 2 people. Not many people know that. And it also has Skype on it. Skype for Business. Somebody answer this. Is Skype and Skype for Business the same thing?
Probably not.
No, it's not. Do not try to Skype into my class with Skype. That will not work. Skype for Business, you have to have an account. And when you download this, I think there's somewhere on here, install Office apps right here. When you install Office apps, you install Skype for Business, and you can Skype in for emergencies into the class. How do you do that? The worksheet tells you. The handout tells you. You text me 5 minutes before class and say, this is John Smith in your Polycom 109. I need to Skype in. I'm at the lady Skyped in last semester. She was at the Ford place right up here, and they were servicing her car, and it took longer than expected, so she attended class in the waiting room of the service area at Ford. Okay?
Is it actually called Skype for Business?
Yeah. It's called Skype for Business, yes.
Where's it at?
It's not on here. It'll install when you install it. It'll install, and then you go into the lower left-hand corner down here and type in Skype. Well, it's not working. Type in Skype, and it'll down the Windows corner right here. Okay, I don't understand why it's not working, but anyway, you know where you hit the button and it comes up with that long list. You just type in Skype, and it'll pull up the icon. You can move it to your desktop or whatever. I don't know why that's not working. Let me try. Oh, I know why, because it's not on the mouse. Then type in Skype, SKY, and there it is.
Oh, cool.
Okay? Then you can move it to your desktop, And like I say, now let me ask you something. Oconee campus, how many people we got up there? Two?
Yeah.
Okay, where do you live? Tell me whereabouts you live. You don't have to give me your address or anything. Whereabouts do you live in relation to the Oconee campus? How many miles?
Probably about 5.
Okay, what about you? About 10. So one day you may not be able to come to class because of car trouble. How about Easley campus? How many of you live more than 15 miles away from the Easley campus? Okay, where do you live? Just curious.
I live in Liberty.
Liberty, okay? Now see, that's a prime example of when you would use Skype. If you have car trouble and you know, let's say you got a tire that's going flat, or this happens to me all the time on the farm. My daughter uses the car, whatever, and returns it, and it's past empty. Y'all ever had that happen? And you get in the car and you know dang well you're going to give out of gas before you get to the gas station. That would be an emergency when you can Skype in. Now, after you use it the second or third week, what am I going to start to say to myself? You're taking advantage of a good situation, and I'm going to call you on it. So use it for emergencies only, okay? Hopefully the Polycom will get to a point to where students can Skype in from home. That is one of my goals, okay? But with a T-Rex college like Tri-County, it's going to be a while, okay? Because we got so many faculty members that are still using a chalkboard, okay? So it's going to take a while. I'm doing good just to get this done. All right? So that's Skype. Make sure you get Skype for Business. Now, let me ask you one more question. When should you install Skype for Business? Now. Don't install it 5 minutes before class, because Murphy's Law is going to hit. Murphy's Law always hits when you're behind. It will always hit. How many of you have to turn in an essay in the next 5 minutes and the printer won't work? Or you have to turn in an essay, blah, 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 and your computer freezes up? It happens. Murphy's Law is going to hit 5 minutes when you need to turn in something, or 5 minutes when you need to be somewhere. And the last thing I'm going to show you is Blackboard. We're going to go to Blackboard, and I'm going to pull up 2 things in Blackboard, and I want everybody to pay attention to this because I'm not going to answer any DAD questions about it. I had to stop the handout with the DAD, the Huberts disorders on it, because of the snowflakes. So I had to stop that. I didn't feel like getting fussed at, so I quit doing it. But I have several disorders that students suffer from, and DAD is one of them. Dumb attitude disorder. All right, which one are y'all? Math what? Okay, Anderson campus, which one are y'all? 7? Okay, we'll just use Anderson campus because they're all the same. All right, look up there. Y'all have an announcement right there. What should y'all do? Click on it. Now I want everybody to read that statement to themselves. And I want you to read it 2 or 3 times, because somebody is going to notify me probably Monday or this weekend, and guess what they're going to say? I can't find any of your assignments on Blackboard. And there are at least 3 repetitious statements right there. 1, I do not use Blackboard. 2, there are no assignments on Blackboard. And 3, all my homework and tests are on My Labs Plus. Now I want to ask y'all a simple question. If all the homework, if all the problems that I choose from, and all the problems that I choose for tests, and the book is on My Labs Plus, why would I go to My Labs Plus, make homework, make tests, and then bring it back and put it on Blackboard? What's that called? Reinventing the what? It's your parents' fault if you don't know that. Reinventing the what? What am I doing when I do that? When you go somewhere, do the work, and then you bring back the work over here when you could have just left the work over here. That's called reinventing the what? It's a round thing.
Will.
Thank you. I knew some parents didn't let me down, okay? If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's your parents' fault. It's reinventing the wheel. It's going around the world when you can just do a straight line. Why would I do all the work on MyLabs Plus and then download it on a file, and then download it on the thumb drive or download it on my hard drive, and then go over to Blackboard and say, okay, I need to put this assignment here, I need to put this assignment here. No, I don't think so. Okay? MyLabs Plus is actually run by Blackboard. Okay? So that's reinventing the wheel, and I'm not into that. So I do not use Blackboard. I do not put anything on Blackboard, and all my homework and tests are on MyLabs Plus. Anybody want to bet me a pizza that somebody texts or emails me this weekend and asks me where the assignment's on Blackboard? Anybody? You better not take me up on it, because you'll be buying me a pizza. All right? I don't eat pizza anyway. But anyway, I eat the toppings. I don't eat the bread. Anyway, hit the MyLabs Plus on the left. Everybody see that? MyLabs Plus. I'm pointing at it right now. That's the link. You hit that, and then you hit this. Now, I want everybody to look at the screen on the bottom and watch what comes up. Down here, I wish I could stop it, but I can't. Eventually, it'll do it. Yesterday, it did it fine. There's going to be a show content down here, which means basically plugins. There's two ways to address this. One, the computer will spit out a message down here and ask you if you want to show all content. Put that down in your notes. Show all content. Hit yes. Show all content. Some of you may not get that message, but some of you up here, I'm on, and I don't have a picture of it, and I don't know why this thing is sitting there spinning. It could be because the network is busy. But I'm going to highlight up in here, and I want you to kind of make a note somewhere up in there. It is right there. Dang old highlighting. Y'all see that shield right there? That shield will be activated. And it might have an X to it. There might be an X right here. A red X. Like that. All right? You need to right-click on one of those two things and show all what? Pop-ups or all content or pop-ups, whatever. And I don't know why this is not doing it, but it did it yesterday fine on all four of my classes. Now it's not doing it. We all know what that is. It's the Russians. So, whenever something don't go your way, you blame the Russians. Y'all know that, right? Okay. Hey, somebody came in the Pendleton campus late. Now the camera's finally turning over to the other side. This whole time, the Pendleton campus has been on the right side of the room. Now it finally switched to the left side. So, I don't know why. Maybe because y'all are so loud in the Pendleton campus. Y'all need to settle down. Y'all talking too much. And the Easley campus, y'all just look like y'all just loving life. Yeah, they look like they're just loving life. And the Oconee campus, they're just glad to be here. I'm surprised the Oconee campus is actually up and running. I'm very, very surprised. Okay, mine's not working for some reason, but look for that big X or look for that shield. And right-click on it, and it'll say, let's see if it says it. I doubt it because it's not enabled. No, it'll say allow pop-ups or it'll say show content. Now this is a Microsoft computer. Okay, I don't know nothing about two things in life: iPhones and iPads and what do you call the computers? iComputers and MacBook. I don't know a damn thing about them things. Okay. Now, there's a difference between knowing something about something and not knowing a damn thing about it. Y'all know that, don't you? It's kind of like the P in Clemson. When you don't know a damn thing about it, that means you don't know nothing about it. Right? All right, who's got a question? Now, nobody's got a question. All right, what time is class start? Who's got a question? Who's got a question? Yes, sir.
Blackboard, when you go to the MyLabs Plus, when it does that connecting to your course and everything,
it
was yesterday. It was taking a while, so I just went and looked up MyLabs Plus on just the search.
Okay. Let me go ahead and give you that. That's a good. Thank you for bringing that up. here's where you need to go. Look, okay, let me say this. Tri-County Tech, besides being a T-Rex college, sometimes it's stupid. Okay, they are forcing you to go through Blackboard. They're even trying to make us use Blackboard. They're trying to force us to use Blackboard. I told them I'm not, because I'm not going to do double the work. Anyway, to make a long story short, they have basically forced y'all to go through Blackboard to get registered on the MyLabs Plus. After you have registered on MyLabs Plus, as he said, oops, I suck. Hold on. Go to tc.mylabsplus.com. Write that down, because that's what you're going to use all the times that Blackboard is down. And any of you that's been at Tri-County Tech, when is Blackboard down? Thank you. That's another reason I don't use Blackboard. Okay? That gives the students another excuse. So this is where you don't do it until you register, because they've done something to try to make everybody go through Blackboard to register. I don't know what they've done, but they usually don't work. Did it work for you, or did you register through the Blackboard first?
I was on Blackboard. I was like in my account, and I was right there on this page. So I just went off of that and went to the.
Okay, so you went through the link, right?
Right.
Okay, they've done something to the link. Once you go through the link through Blackboard, you can pretty much log on to this. I don't know, there's some kind of, to me, you know what I think it is? I think it's a justification to have Blackboard, if you want to know the truth about it, because a lot of people don't use Blackboard. And I think they're trying to make a justification for using it. They're saying, oh, all these people have used it. Yeah, they went through and hit a link, and they didn't use it. They went through and hit a link. But anyway, don't get me started on that. All right, now, let me go over and pull that up, and I'll show you what it looks like.
Is our username for the getting the MyLabs Plus through Tri-County the same as our regular username? Because mine's not working.
It's going to be, and my name is hmcclure@tctc.edu, so I type in H. McClure, and you should use your T number. If you haven't set a password for it, your T number is usually your password. Make sure you put it in capital
It's just
T.
not working right now. I might try it again later.
Say again?
I might just try it again later, because for some reason it's not working right now.
Well, right now, this is not working too good either, so.
Yeah, mine ain't working.
Okay, try to go to MyLabs Plus and try that. And that's what this, okay, everybody look at the screen, because it needs to look like this. A lot of people, they drop, what the hell? Hold on. It's the damn Russians. tctc.mylabsplus. Oh, I can't spell. That's what it is. There we go. That's what it looks like. Now, of course, yours don't look like that. Yours will have just a few courses on it. But that is what it looks like. If it looks something, if it don't look like this, or it should have a picture of a student on it in the login screen, and it should say Tri-County Technical College. If it don't say Tri-County Technical College, you're not at the right place. But that's what it should look like. And we're going to go, because I want to show you. Okay, 109, I'm just going to pick the Anderson, I'll just pick the Oconee campus. And I want to show you the homework. But I want to show you one other thing. Look at here. Even if you didn't get the email, what's on the first icon right there? The syllabus in the handout, so you can't use that as an excuse. There's everything I just showed you today. I put that in there because of the last couple of semesters DA students said, oh, I didn't get that email. You know, whatever. Okay, assignments. What do you think are under assignments?
Homework.
Assignments.
I can't find your assignments on MyLabs Plus. Whatever. Let me go to assignment. I want to show you my tests. Now, I'm not showing you this. I'm not showing you this for any other reason except for one. And that reason is, what do I do to all the DAD questions? This is what I do with them. I put them on the test. with math questions. What should a student do if something happens and they are out of class for a while? A funeral, high school events, because I do teach dual enrollment classes, like a high school event, like they go on a field trip to Washington or whatever, or a wreck, or illness, or something that's going to take you out of the classroom for a week or two. What should you do? I should wait until after grade turn in. This happened to me 3 semesters ago, and I had a high school student and the mother, the helicopter parent, come up here and cause all kind of trouble because she let me know that she went on a cruise during a Unit 3 test and missed the whole test. A week, 7 days, she had to take the test. And she didn't tell me. She didn't tell me before the vacation or before the cruise. She didn't tell me after the cruise. No, she went on the cruise and didn't do the test and didn't even realize it until after I turned in the grades. That's what happened. And she tried to come up to me and say, oh, I was on a cruise. Well, that's fine. I hope you had fun, but you got a D or a C or whatever. She had an A. Okay? Wait until after grade turn-in. Blame it on the Russians. I will take C as an answer. Or D. Just miss the assignments. How about B? But I will take C. But B is the proper answer. Okay? So that's one question. I got about 16 of them, and I put them on every single test. Okay, there's a math question. When does the homework terminate? A, I cannot read. B, Mickey Mouse. C, you suck. Or D, toward the end of the unit material, when Hubert sets up the dates in my math lab, in my Labs Plus, during class. How about D? Have y'all noticed a pattern in these answers? There's only one what? There's only one what? There's only one logical answer. Do I get the people getting them wrong? Yes. They should not procreate. Because usually they're going to end up on live PD. Math question. When is the last day of class for this semester? Oh my gosh. This is the one that I got the snowflakes on. I'm offended. I'm serious. I'm offended on this question. Anybody want to know why? 2 reasons. I'm waiting. We must not have any snowflakes in here. Why did I get I'm offended 2 times on this question? 1, because I'm the Antichrist and I'm sacrilegious. That's one reason. You making fun of the Bible. What? Okay, now I'm going to go off the path here. I was born and raised a Southern Baptist, and technically, since some people consider me the Antichrist, I do not go to church anymore. Okay? But the whole point, there's a story, all right? But I'm still a Southern Baptist. There is no way I could be sacrilegious as far as my faith. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that right now. But Judgment Day is the name of a movie, people. It's the name of a Terminator movie. Now, that's the first one. The second one. Can anybody take a guess? My aunt's brother's son-in-law's cousin's brother's sister was in the Twin Towers when they fell, and you're being irreverent to September the 11th. I said, well, how do you feel about December 7th, 1941? And this is no joke. The person did not bat an eye. And you know what they said? What's that? I said, case in point. She didn't even know what December 7th, 1941 was. If you can't tell me what December 7th, 1941 is, you don't have a leg to stand on talking about September the 11th. Anyway, you ever heard that song, I Don't Want to Ever Forget September the 11th, that alludes to that? That's why I put it on there. I don't put it on there because just forget it. Anyway, the last date for this semester? What is the only logical answer?
D.
If you, this is classic. If you have incomplete assignments and Hubert puts a 0 in for the grade, what will that 0 do to your grade? Hubert sucks. Math question. Although covered in this is the new question. I just put this on there this weekend. Although covered in the handouts in the first day of class by Hubert, what is the best way to communicate with Hubert? Email him over and over so I can use it as an excuse because I suck. Or use his cell phone. I think you should pick A myself. I love A. It would not, I would be fired if I was the person at MyLabs Plus writing the little icons when you get an answer right or wrong. It says fantastic or you answered incorrectly. If I wrote those, oh my God, I would get fired like the first 3 days. You suck. McDonald's is hiring, give it up. Wouldn't you love to be able to program those things? I would. Okay. If you miss a question on a test and you believe it is correct, what do? Scream and throw a tantrum. That always works. Ask Hubert if you can meet with him after class. Send several emails to Hubert with the last one saying, hello. Call Hubert office 5 or 6 times. Let me allude to this. To me, and let me go ahead and tell you this, to me, the only emergency is having to do with your grade. Something abruptly affecting your grade. This does not constitute as an emergency. Anything having to do with your test, as far as you having a question about your test, as far as your test shutting down, just take it up with me before or after class. You don't have to send me an email. You don't have to start banging your head up against the wall. Just see me before or after class. That's not a big deal. Because everything's on there that you've done. It will tell me what you wrote, what you put in. It will tell me, how much time you spent on that question. It tells me everything. So you don't have to prove to me. You don't have to send me a picture. I can review your test. You don't have to do anything. The only time you need to really contact me, an emergency, is when there is an emergency in your life, family, job, life, or, you missed a test because you were out of town for 6 weeks, which you would have called me anyway, but, that's the only time. You don't need to kill yourself. Don't kill yourself. Just see me before and after class on things. I know you've been conditioned to where teachers spaz out. I don't. I just take care of things whenever you see me. I know it's hard for y'all to believe that, but there are a few of us around that are like that. Ask Hubert if you can meet with him after class or just see me before or after class. Math question. If a student does not complete a homework assignment or test, what grade will be recorded for that assignment? 0, zilch, nada. This is an actual question. I didn't know that I would get a 0 if I didn't do that homework assignment. Where do these people come from? In your grade book, to find your final grade after you have completed all your assignment, which button should you choose? C, overall grade. This student called me up after the semester was over, after finals week, and said, how do I find my grade? I have no idea. Math question. Math question. Math question. If you look at your overall grade, after you hit your overall grade, now this is another classic, one day, and it has decreased from several days ago, what has happened? D is a suitable answer. But the correct answer is what? A. When is the week of finals? Here is the other offended question. Now, this is the question I referred to when she said that I was sacrilegious and the other student said that I was insensitive. Well, what about December 7th, 1941? What's that? Some of y'all are going to go Google it right after class. I know, just don't say anything. That's the magic about showing your ignorance. If you keep your mouth shut, you never ever show what? Your ignorance. That's why a lot of people don't talk. All right, next. Okay, this is not a stupid question that somebody asked. The reason for this question, there's 2 questions on this that nobody's asked. I had to put them on here because a while back we had this initiative that was passed down to all department heads for us to incorporate syllabus and handout questions on a test, quiz, or homework assignment or assignment in class. And that's where this comes from. Now, if you notice, there's only one that says United States. So chances are that's probably the one I was in. That's supposed to be a hint. I could put Army, Cub Scouts, Air Force, Girl Scouts, Navy, Boy Scouts. I could do that, but I didn't. I was respective of other 3 branches of the Boy Scouts.
What about
Okay.
Space Force?
What?
What about Space Force?
I'll put that on there next. Be glad to. I think we need one. All right. Why does Hubert, and this is a very important question because some of y'all may want to ask this question at the end of the semester. Please don't, because I won't answer it. Why does Hubert not entertain extra credit, extra points, dropping any grades during the final weeks of the semester? Because he wants me to fail and live in a ditch. Yes, that is a good answer, but that's not the correct answer. The correct answer is what? I'm mean. Yep. The correct answer is, how many times do I give you to take a test? I give you 3, and I drop the lowest what? 2. So I drop 8 tests during the semester for you. And how many of these? These are 16. How many questions are on this test? 30. So they're 3 points apiece. There's probably, I'm giving you 45 points on this test. Will somebody turn in below a 45? Yes. Math question. Does Hubert replace your lowest test grade with your final exam grade? Have I mentioned that? Say again. No, I haven't. If I haven't mentioned it, then I don't do it. So the answer to that is no way, no how. Now, how many questions are you going to get? This question will show up 4 times throughout the semester, and somebody will ask that question at the end of the semester. And I'll just look at them like they're crazy. Math question. If you take several forms of a test in Hubert's class, how is it counted? This is an actual question somebody asked. I was confused the whole semester. I didn't understand how you do unit tests. Yeah, whatever. He takes the highest grade and drops what? I like C. That's the best, second best answer. Math question. This is the second most missed question of my bonus questions. Somebody tell me why it should not be. I actually have students get this problem wrong. Why is that ludicrous? Because the only answer is what? Why? It's only the phone number. I have to explain this to people. I mean, I honestly have gotten, I'd say the worst was 3 people out of 20 got this one wrong. 3! First, number 1 missed question on the bonus questions. Number 1. Why? What's the correct answer? Why? You don't know. It could be B. It could be B. Why?
That don't add up to 100.
It don't add up to 100%. I thought about taking that out and putting Donald Duck, but I shouldn't, because anybody knows that if you're talking about percent means over 100. So each one of them added up should equal what?
100.
It's pretty sad, isn't it? But this is why we got people that can't make change and they can't spell mom backwards. See, how many of those? I don't know how many. There was probably about 15 of those questions on there. 15 times 3 is what? So everybody in this class, the lowest you can make on my test is a 45. I still have people at the end of the semester with less than 45 points. Less than 45 average. Okay, who's got questions? There's only 2 things that I want y'all to work on. What are they? 1, access code. Let me explain one other thing, and I've got maybe 3 minutes. The biggest question I get from y'all is text. What about the book? What you bring to class, I could care less. You don't have to bring a book. You can bring one of these paperback books. You can bring a stolen book if you stole from somebody. You can share a book. You can bring an old book. I don't care what you bring to class. Why? Because everybody that has an access code has access to what? The book online. Therefore, you can print out section by section, front and back. You can print out the sections that you need to bring to class, or you can just read it on. But some people like to have a book. If you like to have a book, beg, borrow, steal. I don't care. Use an old book. I don't care what you bring to class. Does everybody understand that? Okay. Now, I'm going to call the roll. Do not leave, but I do want you to work on 2 things: access code and supplies for the class. That's it. What do you bring? Whatever you want. I don't care. All right. So I'm going to start with Pendleton campus. Y'all can leave because y'all are just so loud. Burgess.
Here.
Butler.
Here.
Can.
Here.
Davis. Davis. Franklin.
Here.
If you do have questions, you can stay after class and ask me. Griffith. Got 2 of them. Jonathan and Kinley.
Here.
Which one was that one?
Kinley.
Jonathan or... Okay, Kinley. Where's Jonathan? No Jonathan. Hamby.
Here.
McCollum. Heath.
Here.
McCollum.
Here.
Meredith.
Here.
Roach. Saliba. And Talbert.
Here.
Anybody's name I didn't call at Pendleton? Okay. Anderson campus. Brady.
Here.
Callahan.
Here.
Dean. Floyd. Gully. Gully. Four.
Here.
Oconee campus. Golly, there's only 2 of y'all. Well, okay, Miss Leonard's not there. Lush and
Sounds good.
Speed or Spade?
Speed.
Speed and Lusk. And the Easley campus. Y'all gonna have to settle down. And smile just a little bit more, okay? Bixler.
Here.
Or is that Bixier?
Pixar.
Looks like an L. Bixler. Is it Bixler with L?
Yes.
I was wondering. I'm glad to see you smile, because you were looking like, who is this guy? I don't know about this guy. You were looking at me the whole time like, this guy's drunk. Collins.
Here.
Martin.
Here.
Paige. Two
Here.
of you, Rachel and Sarah.
Here.
Okay? And Terry.
Here.
Anybody's name I did not call. All right, y'all have a good day, and I will see y'all Wednesday or Thursday, whatever. Yes, ma'am. I thought you looked like Miss Lynn Hart.
Yeah, I was by the Pendleton campus, so I.
Okay, that's fine. I got you down.
All right, cool.
Are you going to be, did you say you were going to be Skyping in sometime or what?
Yeah, probably. I'm in the middle of a bunch of crap.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
All right,
Just let me know. Just text me before class.
I will.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, I gotta,
Yes, we
I don't know how to get onto this MyLabs Plus because every time I try to put in my email or every time I try to put in my username and password for Tri-County, it doesn't take it. But like, it's the one I normally use for Tri-County.
Interesting. What's your name? Oh, I'm Dale.
Is it doing the
Hi,
same
Dale.
thing for you?
Yes, sir. You just click sign in. It's like, it's gonna do
My
something.
name's Jacob. Looks like it's gonna be us. Yeah.
Okay, this is what I suggest for both of you. Go down to the computer lab, both of you, and try it at the computer lab. If it works in the computer lab, there you go, thank you. If it works in the computer lab, then there's a setup problem on your computer.
Okay.
And let me know Thursday what happens, okay?
All right.
Do that.
All right.
All right, have a good one.
Yes, sir.
Y'all
You
got any
too.
questions? All right, y'all. See y'all later. Yes, sir. Is this one a little bit better than the last one?
Yeah.
Good. I figured it would be.
I'll be on my honeymoon first week of September, so
You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. Just tell your fiance that you're not gonna marry him because you can't pass his class if you go get married. You just, as long as you take care of the assignments before or after, as long as nothing falls in between, and usually remind me before the Friday or Thursday, whatever, before you go, and then we can look and see. But most of the time, I keep y'all pretty much intact what we're doing. And before I do a test, I pull it up and we go through it, and then I assign the dates.
Okay.
So you'll know before, and if we don't have a test during that week, then all you need to do is just take your book and if you have access, then just work on homework. If you don't, then work on homework before and after you get back.
Okay.
It's not a big deal.
All right. Thank you.
Because the only times you need to worry about homework is when I pull up the test in class, because that means we're through with the work and we're fixing to assign the test.
Okay.
And if I do that before, then you need to do it before you leave or when you come back, depending on when the dates fall.
Okay.
But I'm usually pretty lenient with that. I try not to give student excuses, and my department head says, you're very lenient. I said, yeah, but I don't have many people with excuses. So,
Yeah, I can do it before. That's not a problem.
okay. Have a good one.
Thank you.
I appreciate all this. Because I'm gonna miss a week of school.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I gotta go to Indianapolis at the National FFA convention.
Good.
And I gotta compete.
What school did you go to?
Belt Honey.
Belt Honey Path.
Yes.
Good. My cousin is a very devout FFA person. I was in 4-H. And his name, you may know him, Tom Dobbins.
Nice.
Yeah, he's
like motion
he
homework.
was president of FFA for like 100 years. I mean, even though you're supposed to be a student, I mean, he's been with the FFA years.
Yes, sir.
And he's a retired Clemson agriculture professor.
Yes, sir.
And I guarantee you, if there's a FFA event in South Carolina, he's there.
If you work hard,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's been there.
Yeah. Well, good. That's a good thing.
Well, I'll see.
All right, just let me know the day before you leave or meeting before you leave.
All right.
Hey there, how y'all doing?
How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good.
use my math lab. Yep.
So y'all bridging?
Yeah.
What time's class start? I'm in the lobby. I got 10.
11:10, I think.
Yep.
I know what other doing hearing on that, I don't know.
You probably can see it.
Yeah, the camera there. Oh, you can see it.
There we are. Look, bottom right.
My friend said he had you last year. He said you were an amazing teacher.
Oh, I don't know about that. Your friend's probably high on
I
something.
don't think so.
Probably drunk.
Maybe. I don't know. His name was Jackson. I don't know his
Last name. I have to know last names. Yeah, I'm pretty much an awful teacher, and I try to make everybody quit school.
So send me an email.
Yeah, I do. I try to make people quit school and live in a ditch. Make them go to their crying closets off all the snowflakes. So if you're a snowflake, you need to drop me. Or buttercup. There's two different types. They both make me want.
Can you hear us?
I think it's muted. It's like green where the mute button is.
So we don't have a teacher. It's online. It's it's gonna be on that TV or whatever. I don't like that. You shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
One.